Wait, did
Hey
we
there.
start recording already? Yeah, okay.
Guess what? We're recording. On our play for this week, Lenovo Legion Go 2 is too high to buy. Did you get? Nope, not you. Did we get an Uncharted 5 tease? Maybe. And PS6 may unfortunately be sooner than we expected. Oh boy, money. All this and more in this episode of Press X Start Gamers Digest. Oh no. Oh no. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices. I am joined by.
Don MF Ross.
What does the MNF stand for?
Wahoo! I don't know. I just saw
Hey,
the
wait, what's the
Mario movie.
Easter egg?
I just saw the Mario movie.
Oh man, I need to follow suit and do that because I heard it is quite good. That's a joke. It's a running joke, guys. They know who we are. This is Press X Start Gamers Digest, a video game news show that condenses the most important gaming news from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. We are live on YouTube every week when we can make it because, man, life is hard.
But listening to us is easy.
It is. It is. Don't forget, you can support us by liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and hitting the notification bell. If you are listening, we appreciate you leaving us a review on whatever podcast service you are tuned in on. And if you want, you can join our conversation by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. All right. With that out the way, let us jump into the gaming news with number one. Best Buy lists Lenovo Legion Go 2 at twice the price of the ROG Xbox Ally X. This comes from a window report by way of Raji Upadhyaya.
All that. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All
That
right.
says Rashaj
Oh,
Upadhyay.
yes, exactly.
Anyway.
Yes. If you are planning to pick up the Lenovo Legion Go 2 anytime soon, the latest pricing might make you pause a little. The handheld is now listed at $1,999.99. Can't forget the 99 cents, everybody. On Best Buy, a sharp jump from the original $1,349.99 launch price in the US via video cards. That's roughly a $650 price increase, or close to 48% higher than what Lenovo initially asked. At the time when handheld gaming PCs are getting more competitive, this pricing shift raises some obvious concerns among players out there. The listing is also marked as unavailable, which suggests that this may not reflect steady retail pricing just yet. However, the number stands out, especially when compared to other handheld devices. That comparison becomes harder to ignore next to the Asus ROG Xbox Ally X, currently priced at
Who
$999.
thought that would have been a deal?
Right? Both devices sit at similar performance tier with AMD's Z2 Extreme chips at the core. However, Lenovo's handheld is now effectively priced twice as much, which makes the value gap difficult to justify. And then they get into like the hardware specs. But yeah, yeah.
They say it still looks good on paper because it has solid hardware, but I mean, at that point,
I'm sure it does look good on paper, but the price tag don't look good on paper.
I don't see it being worth the money at the price it was to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the
What PC game is that vicious that you need to spend $1,500 to $2,000 to play on an 8-inch screen?
exactly. And the thing is, like, with the handheld market, it is coming into the the consumer base as like your second screen. So it's not even supposed to be like your primary like device. Like you have your, well, at least you're supposed to have a gaming PC or a computer that's doing this thing, or even a console
Mhm.
that's playing these games. Well, actually, no, I guess Xbox Raw got like you could have the Xbox console, whatever. But like Lenovo Go, it is like you have Steam at home and you have this to like move away from your computer essentially. So this is like your second screen experience in a way, and it's just
Mm-mm.
it's costing more than your first screen experience, and that's insane. But again, this is the reality that we are at right now because of AI, um, this administration, a mixture of both. Yeah, people at the top trying to make more money doing things to make more money while screwing us in every way possible, essentially. Yeah, this is just not great. Not great. We talked last week about PlayStation raising their prices. Xbox already raised their prices. We know Nintendo will most likely have to follow suit. They'll probably hold on as long as they can just because of them usually being that like cheaper console. I mean, of course, they're probably still going to be cheaper than what the PS5 and Xbox Series X is, but still, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Raising your prices now when the consumer base can't necessarily foot the bill doesn't really do you any favors.
I mean,
So,
somebody's buying these shits because they're selling.
I mean,
Who's to say that unavailable isn't because it's not for sale yet, but just it's just sold out.
that's okay. That's a possibility, but then there is also the case of like, all right, well, what was the production line for like how many of them are actually out in the wild for it to be like,
Mhm.
oh, this is like a smashing success, or it's just like, yeah, they sold through their 20,000 or 200,000 units or whatever, and it's just like, oh, well, that's good, I guess. I don't know. None of this
Mm.
feels good. None of this feels good. Um, but here's something that might feel good. Number two, Uncharted 5. Fan believes Cryptic Naughty Dog dev post is teasing the game. This comes to us from GameSpot by way of Eddie McCooch. Naughty Dog's Uncharted series. No, we're not going to do that. Okay. So there is a vague Instagram post from February of a cannon in a tropical environment that is captioned research is now making the rounds. People are theorizing that, oh, this person's name, I can't even, sorry, S. Kaig? Kaig? S. Kaig?
Sean
Went to
Escape. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. What he said. Went to Fort George in Trinidad, Tobago to help research a new Uncharted game. I'm going to stop right there. I find it right. I find that great, but he was just like what a hop a skip away from like the
A
island
Blue
he should
Mountain.
have been, right?
A Blue Mountain. Plenty of treasure there.
Right, exactly. Um, so
Hey,
yeah,
he may make his way over there.
yeah. And you
Sometime.
know what? The Caribbean seas, you sail the seas, and there's plenty of islands in the seas.
Mhm.
So hopefully, Drake or I forget his daughter's name. Anyways, anyway, we are going off on a tangent. So, uh, he went to Fort George at Trinidad and Tobago to help research a new Uncharted game.
Mm.
It's rumored that merchants stored records and valuables at Fort George, further fueling the connection to Uncharted. Nothing is certain, of course, and the developer might have been referring pretty much anything with his post or nothing at all. At the same time, Uncharted is one of Sony's most popular best known game franchises. And we don't need, okay, whatever. We don't need to do all that. So the two sides of this post, the spectrum is,
Mhm.
okay, is this a new Uncharted game, or is this for some weird reason research for an Uncharted like remake slash remaster? The whole Last of Us treatment that PlayStation likes to do. And people, so far there hasn't been a convincing reason for why research would need to be done for a remake or remaster versus research being done for a new game. So it seems like it seems like they might be teasing a new game,
Yeah.
but I think it's also important that I'm not sure if it's even, I don't think it's captured in this article, but it's also important that we do, pull out and look at the bigger picture where Uncharted, not Uncharted, sorry, Naughty Dog was spending man hours and time on The Last of Us faction mode
Yep.
that got canceled.
Unfortunate.
And yes, yeah, we're actually going to talk about that a little later.
Mhm.
But it is, we know that after that was canceled, Naughty Dog had to pivot and figure out, okay, what's going to be your next thing, and they probably had to do it relatively quickly because I think it was canceled from last year. So for them to be doing research on a Uncharted game, it would make sense for them to go to Uncharted as like, okay, well, we need to do something different. Uncharted is a good, like, different versus The Last of Us. The only weird thing is that it is weird that you get this research image now, so far away from when it was
Like,
canceled.
if we were to get something, how
Yeah.
long,
Un-
how far away from this research would we get a product? Yeah, I get you.
yeah, exactly. Unless this is literally them being like, okay, well, we are starting this like what is it, ARG kind of hype train going for our next Uncharted game, and like, yeah, it was research, but we actually have something to show come May or whenever PlayStation does their next state of play slash showcase thing. So
Mhm.
that's a possibility. I guess we just gonna see. We're gonna see because right now no one's saying anything and everyone's pretty tight lipped. So we don't know. But yeah. Speaking of things coming soon, apparently, PlayStation 6 is not many years away. Leaks suggest Sony is working on imminent generational transition with handheld support and PlayGo smart delivery. You might think, wait, PlayGo smart delivery? Not Xbox, PlayGo. I don't know. We'll get into it. This comes to us from WCCF Tech by way of Francisco de Miel. So on WCCF Tech, they have a like rumor. Um, they like judge the validity of the rumor, and they say that it's 90% highly likely. Sure, sure. So in the past few weeks, we've heard the PS6 could be delayed past a late 2027 slash early 2028 release window due to the current challenging economic conditions. But multiple leaks from Moore's Law is Dead indicates the system is right around the corner, as Sony is actively working on an imminent generational transition. I will go ahead and say that we have talked about a few Moore's Law is Dead rumors, and they've been pretty good, but not all completely like accurate. Like the information is there, but like the actual timing is a little like so. So we'll see. But according to sources, Work on power save mode is proceeding in a way that makes it 100% clear that it is a Trojan horse for supporting PlayStation 6 handheld, according to the leaker. Using a recreation of a diagram from Sony's guidelines to game developers for supporting power save mode in current games, the leaker demonstrates how the guidelines for how to thread the cores for this model lines up perfectly with the leaked specifications of the handheld. 4 Zen 6 cores, 8 threads for games, and 2x Zen 6 low power core. It's up to 4 threads to handle the system's threads. I don't know, man. We're making clothes like what?
Mm.
Whatever. Um, yeah, these finds are extremely interesting for a very good reason. Using fewer threads doesn't yield a significant power saving compared to running at lower clock speeds. Therefore, these guidelines only make sense if power save mode is a compatibility layer for the rumored handheld. Does that make sense to you, Sean?
Mm, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, we've already seen specifications and leaks about just a low power mode. So I mean, it's basically like running the Xbox Series X versus Series S. You're just getting a lower spec system.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's a good
I
point. Yeah.
mean, instead of
So,
you changing settings like on a PC for a lower spec rig, it just automatically does it for you. I mean,
does it
it's
by itself.
yeah, it is what it
Well,
is.
speaking of Xbox Series S to X, we have PlayGo, Sony's answer to Xbox Smart Delivery. One more leak that heavily points at the PlayStation 6 being around the corner and at the handheld indeed being in the works is the PlayGo leak. Introduced to the PS5 SDK 13 only a few weeks ago, this is Sony's version of Xbox's smart delivery, and it allows for devs to organize chunks of differing assets and textures for each PlayStation console so that a given console only downloads the exact files it will use, the source says. How do you feel about this being a thing?
We already have this. They already have high res texture packs for games. If you so choose to get it, this will just do it automatically for you. It'll choose kind of like smart delivery when, because they had games where you would buy one and it would work on the Xbox One and Xbox Series, whatever you chose. So I
Yeah,
mean, it's been done. They're
right.
just giving it different names and
Just
shit.
making it automatic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if
I
you choose to tax your system more, have at it. I guess if they give
yeah.
you the choice again.
What do you think of the idea of oh my god. London, go to sleep. This girl is the loudest ninja I have ever
She learned from the
heard.
best.
She learned from me. But yeah, like the PS6, I like the idea of it being handheld because I'm just like, oh, like, the Switch 2 is really cool, really powerful to a point. But it is sort of like, oh my goodness.
While we gripe about an expensive Legion Lenovo poobity boobity 2 being $2,000, the difference between that and a PlayStation Portable or Xbox Portable console exclusives are moving the needle in terms of experience, storytelling experience, and what have you.
Yeah,
These are
yeah,
system sellers. I don't see anybody. It happens, but it's in a minority. But I don't see anybody buying a PC going to set it up for an exclusive game,
right. Versus getting a console.
or buying a handheld PC to go play anything. Versus, like you said, a console. Halo's
Yeah,
the system sellers. Horizon system sellers. Breath of the Wild system seller. Elden Ring. Last of Us.
yeah. Yeah. So what I need for, if this is a real thing, what I need for PlayStation to connect the puzzle piece in my head is, and again, this could just be from me, not necessarily having the experience of playing like a really powerful handheld. Like, I've used the PlayStation Portal and my Switch 2, and it's just like that's kind of,
I was gonna say you didn't get a PlayStation Portal at first, so it may not connect.
yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, it connects, but I think, like, will this thing? I guess it won't do like Last of Us, but like level of fidelity on handheld. Like, I
We may be
like,
surprised.
yeah, exactly.
It's
Like,
a
is this
smaller
going to
screen. We
be?
may be surprised.
That's true. That's true. Like, is this going to be like? Is a PS6 going to be like a Switch 2 where like you have the handheld and it docks? Or are we talking about the PS6 handheld, which is a separate thing from the PS6 like
Hmm.
thing that sits under our TV? Like, is this a secondary device that we can buy that is basically a better PlayStation Portal?
Time will tell.
But I feel like
Get your
with that
ducats ready.
being, huh?
I said, time will tell. Get your ducats ready.
Yeah, yeah. And then the other part of this story is that generational transition to a PlayStation 6 designed to be cheaper to make, which sounds pretty good in this current climate. So, in addition to Sony sending notice to developers regarding winding down legacy support for PlayStation Network features for PS4, games to adopt the cross-gen SDK offerings. The main takeaway from these leaks is that the PlayStation 6 is not many years away, according to Moore's Law is dead. Everything Sony is working on behind the scenes seem to be connected to the PlayStation 6 and the handheld. Okay. So PlayStation 6 and the handheld. So that's probably two separate things. Um, those worried about being priced out for the next generation system shouldn't apparently brace themselves for terribly expensive systems. From the ground up, the PlayStation 6 and the handheld were designed to be cheap to produce, cheaper than the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. I just want to stop right there because I have been inundated with a bunch of, people online, I guess pundits online talking about, oh, the PlayStation 6 is going to be $1,000 because the PlayStation 5 Pro is like $1,000 or whatever. And it's just like, that's not how that that's not how that ever works. Like, the next generation is usually a reset. They're not going to just slap the same price on past system onto this new system. They want the system to sell. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Anyways, um so yes, if we are to believe Moore's Law is dead, they are saying that the PS6 and handheld are built to be cheaper to make, thus will affect the, you know retail price of this thing. It's definitely not going to be like $400. It's probably going to be like 650.
$600 to $700, and I mean,
Yeah,
it is what it is. I understand.
yeah. Okay, so hopefully PS6 will indeed be priced reasonably, which is possible with a reasonably. Oh, the bill of materials is around 750, so which is
They
well
need to
below
stop thinking they can
$1,000.
predict off of that. That's not a good.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, but yeah, we'll get there when we get there, and then I think another thing to go or to add on to the whole talk of pricing is that when you compare a PlayStation to Sony versus an Xbox to Microsoft,
Mhm.
those comparisons are not one to one because PlayStation makes Sony a butt ton of money, where that Sony does not want to ruin what PlayStation does money wise, whereas Xbox to Microsoft, Xbox is just a small portion of what Microsoft is doing, i.e., AI. So it is a thing of Xbox will be like, hey, you guys need to make more money, which is what they have been doing to them, and it's been screwing them up. So we're not going to necessarily get that same kind of influence on the Sony to PlayStation side because Sony understands where their bread is buttered. But yeah, the other part to this is that AMD wouldn't. Oh, is there a line? Did you put a line to that? No. Why am I seeing a line on my screen? Anyways, AMD wouldn't waste resources doing validation if they thought the PS6 could be delayed. Leaker claimed. We're not going to get into that too much, but that is basically just saying that like AMD wouldn't be doing these resource testing if they thought, oh, this is going to be delayed. They'd push it off. So it could be, again, sooner. It could be a next year thing. That's scary to think about, but yeah. Number 4, Last of Us Online was 80% done when it was canceled.
Swag.
Comes to us from Kotaku by way of Kenneth Shepard. That is insane. That is insane. Like, come on, just put it out.
It could have been like Ghost of Yotei Legends, where they just put out this thing. It's not a live service. People play it for a time and move on to the next thing. Everything doesn't have to be a live service.
I mean, like, yeah, you're right. Like, everything does not have to be a live service. And like again, I say all this at the same time, understanding that, like, yes, 80% done, 80% complete is kind of nebulous because it's like, what is considered complete versus done? Like, is it content complete or is it like, oh, bug test 80% complete kind of thing? I get it, but like, that's a big number for them to just be like, all right, well, we're not going to do this anymore. We'll need to get into this because it's just gonna hurt the soul a little bit more. But yeah, like, the game was pretty much
They
near the
cancel it
end.
24 hours before they were about to announce it to the public.
Yeah.
And some people in the comments are saying of all the live service games that people actually would have wanted, Last of Us probably would have been one of them.
Yeah. So from what I remember and what I have like read, the back and forth to this that led up to it being canceled was that Naughty Dog had, at the time, Bungie was supposed to be was supposed to be like PlayStation's live service guru, and they played the faction mode, and they basically had a conversation with Naughty Dog saying that, like, okay, for this game to succeed, that means that you guys would have to support it for the long run. And Naughty Dog basically looked at that and said, like, no, we wouldn't want to do that because we like making single player games essentially. So they wouldn't want to be a team that is just dedicated to supporting factions.
It's
And
kind of whack that they got that far into it.
exactly, like that's what I'm just like, that doesn't sit right with me. That seems like you guys started making a game and didn't think about the consequences of making said game. And it's
Well,
like
I
that
mean,
doesn't.
no. Because, I mean, did you play the first Factions?
I did.
And the multiplayer Uncharted?
Yeah, I played a multiplayer Uncharted.
Like, they're not supporting those. They put those as a one and done. But,
Yeah.
I mean, live service is the landscape now, so it's just unfortunate that they would have been boxed in to do something like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, like I think the live service part of it would makes it seem like, okay, well, if you guys made this in a way of it being a live service, then you would know that you would have to support it at least for a couple of months to a year. I don't know. But yeah, apparently that's what led to the cancellation, but as we are saying now, it seems a little like missing in some details. I would assume. Um, hey, what's not missing in details is how you can support us by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you're listening, you can also support by leaving us a review and telling a friend, a loved one, a normal person, any person. The person doesn't have to be normal. Just tell them about us. Do it. Thanks. Number 5. Super Mario becomes the only animated movie series to open globally at more than $350 million twice. This comes us from VGC by way of Chris Scullion. The 5-day opening weekend estimate that the Super Mario Galaxy movies are in, and it looks like another blockbuster for Universal and Illumination. As reported by Deadline, the film, which had a $110 million budget and was released on April 1st, April Fool, took in $372.5 million globally by Sunday, the biggest worldwide opening so far this year. Yeah, that's cool.
So I got back from watching it earlier, and I understand why it would make this amount of money.
Mhm.
But uh, as this article says on Rotten Tomato, the film has a critic score of 42%, while its public score is 89%.
Mhm.
So critics are judging this as a movie. The 89%, the 89% from the public is more so because they're loving all the nostalgia. As I watched it, it felt like how much nostalgia can we fit in this runtime? Because we
Yeah,
don't know if we're going to be able to make another Mario movie. So we're just like it.
packing everything in.
They packed a lot in because the damn movie opens basically with them in. Did you play all of the Marios?
Yeah, some.
Nah. And
I guess
Mario
spoilers.
Odyssey, I mean, it ain't a spoiler. In Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey, they have a sand world. They start with that in the movie,
Oh, okay,
and I'm
okay.
like, all right, that's kind of odd that they start with that. And then they start going to the I don't remember what the hell you call them, planetoids from Super
Mhm.
Mario Galaxy, because this is a Super Mario Galaxy movie. But then they go to basically the hub world, and you're seeing I don't know the name. I didn't play Super Mario Sunshine, but the people with straw dresses and whatever the hell that is.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like you see a bunch of those. So like they're reaching across different games, and then
Okay.
like you have different power ups that I won't spoil that are just
Mhm.
across all the games. It's just a nostalgia bomb.
Yeah.
It's an Easter egg. It's a look at this, haha.
Okay. Well, was the movie fun though?
The movie was fun, but the first
Okay.
movie had more of a
Through line.
plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, this just has like let's do this thing to move the plot forward versus
Okay.
the first one having an actual story. And I don't even normally analyze movies like that, but I
Yeah.
could tell this was a let's do this thing to get to this thing to get to this thing so we can show this thing so we can show this thing. That's what this movie was. The first one
Okay.
actually had like a decent origin plot,
Yeah. Yeah.
even with them sneaking little Easter eggs in the first movie, it made more sense.
Mhm. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go see this movie eventually because yeah,
You'll enjoy it,
yeah,
but you'll
it'll
also probably
be
come
fun.
across the same way I did, walking
Yeah.
away like they just wanted to fit a lot of shit in there, and it's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. It looks fantastic,
Yeah. See, yeah, that too. Yeah. I mean, if it looks fantastic and it's fun, like that's good enough for me.
and they retcon a thing, a major plot point. But I'll let you
From the first movie or just like a Mario thing?
Mario lore, unless I'm mistaken.
Really?
Mm.
Interesting. 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 Okay. All right. Well, we'll get into that more, I guess, at some point
Googling it
time
right now.
wise. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do that, and then we can. I guess we could talk about it
Yeah,
later
this
on.
is a this is the, yeah. Yeah, they make up a new canon, and I'm curious to see
Do you want to go
how.
and just say it? We could do like a little spoiler thing, and then
Nah, I ain't gonna spoil it for you.
okay, all right. Well, that's it. Mario, Super Mario Galaxy movie is doing really good, despite it not being good, but it's still fun and filled with Easter eggs, and people like it. I don't know. That's just how the world works sometimes. Speaking of how the world works sometimes, but in a way more negative light, number 6, Adios Montreal cancels 7+ year in development title that costs hundreds of millions of dollars. I This comes us from Insider Gaming by way of Tom Henderson. So, Adios Montreal layoffs were due to the cancellation of Wildlands, a game that had been in development since early 2019. The first reported by Insider Gaming in December 2025, the project was known as P11, as it was the 11th project in development at the studio. According to sources, the game had been struggling for years as development hell, with 4 different game engines used throughout development. That is
Yeah,
insane. Well, narrative direction conflicts and a budget that had exploded to several $100 million. The game's spiraling budget resulted in several projects at the studio being canceled, including a new Deus Ex game in January 2024. That's wow. Okay. Footage of the game sent to Insider Gaming on the condition that it would not go public shows that Wildlands was an open world third person action adventure game in which players would take control of a character named River. Stick to the rivers that you used to. River was part of a group of teenagers called Spirit Bounds who could ward off bad spirits with their magical staff and ride mythical creatures. River's companion was a giant moose-looking animal called Red Heart, which the player could ride to navigate around the map more quickly.
they are creatively bankrupt.
I was about to say. I was say I'm gonna need a visual component for this because right now what I just read that didn't sound very interesting. But
Mm,
again, game's canceled, so
yeah.
yeah. As
Anyway,
mentioned, it's yeah. Yeah, okay, you know what? You're right. Let's jump to the next
I
thing.
don't care about shit. It's canceled. I don't care about shit.
Yeah, we'll never see it.
Like we at least
Number
had
7.
details about Last of Us Online. We had
Yeah.
something to compare it to. This is ass.
Yeah. Number 7. U.S. Patent Office revokes Nintendo's patent on summoning creatures to make them battle. This comes from
Good.
VGC by way of Chris Scullion. I just want to go ahead and start by saying thank you, U.S. Patent Office, for doing something right this one time. This is basically stopping Nintendo from patenting like Pokemon mechanics, the capture mechanics, or no, the summoning mechanics actually.
Hmm.
Um, I believe they were going to use this to stop Pow World.
That was
And
hella broad though. That's like,
yeah, yeah,
mm,
yeah. I mean, but like they when they first when they were granted this patent, Power World had to change their I guess summoning stuff up. So technically it did what it was supposed to do, but now the office went back and looked at that patent more in detail and realized that no, there's no way we should be allowing Nintendo to have that. So yeah,
I mean, because
yeah.
this isn't just like Nintendo. I think about Marvel Fighters Tokon, where you can summon your characters from off screen and they do some attacks. Like,
Whoa, I didn't think about that.
like how much interaction or how much fighting is need for it to trigger a violation of this patent? Like,
Yeah.
very very broad.
Wow.
Or Marvel versus Capcom, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, no, I get you. The fighting games, the versus games.
Well, this is a
Um,
non-final decision. Nintendo can still appeal, um,
don't appeal Nintendo. Just be
or
chill,
or
man.
ask for an extension.
Yeah. All
Whatever.
right. Yeah. Number 8. PlayStation games on PC took 3 years to earn $300 million. Oof. This comes to us from Insider Gaming by way of Robert DeFelice. The LinkedIn account of a former PlayStation employee uh, offers new insights into how PlayStation generated profits by bringing its games to PC. Jerry Liu is probably now in trouble now, was previously the PC planner and insights manager at PlayStation from January 2021 to June 2023. On his LinkedIn page, he notes that he increased the division's net revenue from 0 to $300 million during his time overseeing the brand. Wait a minute. Wait.
Made that off
Okay.
of one copy of a game on PlayStation.
Right. Some of his responsibilities include providing insights to persuade leadership to adopt a more aggressive pricing strategy, mm, which helped
Uh,
increase the business unit's growth revenue by 25%. Additionally, he analyzed the PlayStation catalog to identify valuable, underutilized games to bring to the PC market. In contrast, PS4 and PS5 software sales hit that milestone in a single year. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say some stuff where I generally and genuinely feel bad when people, lose their positions in the industry
mhm.
because it is a really hard thing to get. But his job was kind of in service to make
I mean, he had a
us pay
hard
more.
job because did he have control over the exclusivity period between it being on PS5 and it going to PC? I really feel like that's the main driver of the low
Well,
sales.
he persuaded leadership to adopt a more aggressive pricing strategy.
That don't got shit to do with shit.
I
People
mean,
people would probably pay the full $60, $70 if they could get PS5 games less than six
well,
months after it launched on the PS5.
so okay, so this is sort of a weird thing because the title of this article is PlayStation games on PC took 3 years to earn $300 million. And it's
Mhm,
like that's not necessarily the case because this one person
mhm.
is just talking about how he increased the division's net revenue from 0 to $300 million during his time overseeing the brand. It doesn't necessarily mean that it took him 3 years to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever, guys. It doesn't matter because PlayStation is reportedly moving away from PC. So
Mhm.
it probably makes sense why this guy is no longer at PlayStation because they were like, all right, well, we're not gonna do this anymore. Um so yeah, they also I'm just gonna throw in
I'm
the
sorry.
next story. Yes. PlayStation Studio removes nearly all PC reference from websites. This comes from Game Observer. There's not really much to say past that other than yes, PC is no longer a target audience for PlayStation because they're not making money doing it apparently. And they probably are safeguarding themselves for Project Helix, which is the next Xbox, which is supposed to be basically just being a PC branded Xbox essentially. And as everyone suggested, or everyone kind of just put two and two together, and I even said that PlayStation is probably going to pull away from PC because of the Xbox ROG Ally being
Yep.
able to play the PlayStation games on the Xbox without having to go through the PlayStation Store because you can buy the games off of Steam. So PlayStation, as I said in the last what article, two articles ago or whatever, about Sony understands where their bread is buttered in PlayStation, and PlayStation needs every console or every copy of their games sold, and all that money needs to be accounted for. And if there's a way of getting around that, PlayStation is not down with that. So, no more PC games. No more single player PC games because multiplayer games are still going to be on PC. But yeah. Yeah, okay. You got anything?
And nay.
Yeah.
I got to say to the nay no.
All right. The last little bit of the news is in quick hits form. Why are you still up?
The Google Pixel 10 can now play Steam games thanks to the latest game native release. This comes from Android Police by way of Mark Jansen. In recent years, we've seen an explosion in the number of apps that emulate PC games on your smartphone. You may be familiar with GameHub and WinLater, but Game Native is one you may not have heard of. It is an open source up and comer that just had a big update. That means it works with Google Pixel phones, so you can now try running PC games in your Pixel 10. I'm not sure how intensive the PC games are that you can run, but it's a thing. We are in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah, I mean, this is cool. Like, has this not been done before?
Um, I'm not in that scene.
Yeah, me neither.
The games that I do want to play, they eventually come to mobile anyway, like Vampire
Yeah.
Crawlers and Peglin and things of that nature. The
Mm,
other games that I do want to play on PC, I want to play on PC, or at least
mhm.
some form of that, like the Steam machine, like Peak. I'm not sure if you've seen gameplay from Peak.
Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Things of that nature, I want to play with friends. So, or randoms. I just want to. Those games look cool as hell.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I'm definitely I am driven, not driven. I'm interested in playing that stuff too.
Hmm.
Okay.
Um. Moving on to what we've been playing.
Yeah.
Um. I got back into Bayonetta 3 because I was looking for something to play, and I had the Switch 2's HDMI plugged in. Not in the PlayStation because my daughter wanted to play games when she was sick the other day. All right, here you go play
Hmm.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. Here you go play this. So
Hmm.
I was like, I never finished Bayonetta. I look and I was on chapter 4. Guess how many chapters the game has in total?
How many?
14 chapters plus some side chapters.
Oh, so you got more of a game to play.
I don't know how I did not finish this game or get further.
Yeah.
This came out in October 2022.
You probably jumped this on another game then.
Yeah. Let me see.
October. Yeah.
Yeah. What's that? Fall game release. Anyway, I'm
Mhm.
playing that now. I'm trying to finish that before Pragmata comes out. Um, you go ahead. I'm curious what came out. What else came out?
Yeah. So I have.
Oh, God of War Ragnarok.
Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
It
That makes sense.
came out literally a week and some change after Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm. That
That
matches
that'll do
actually.
it. That will do it.
Oh man. So yeah, I am on my campaign through the world of Crimson Desert, and this game just continues to open up and get bigger and bigger. Like there is a camp system in the game that basically allows you to do more things in this game because this game is essentially do more things a video game. One of the
Mm.
things you can do in the camp is farm. Not there yet, but I've been seeing things online about, oh, you can do this and farm that. I'm just like, I didn't realize I could actually do that. The last story thing I did was essentially fight a ground war for one of the factions,
Yep.
and it was like pretty crazy, pretty intense, and it was really fun to play. Oh my goodness, my child. So was it was kind of like I wasn't even thinking about this being a thing that would be doing
Yeah.
what 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago, kind of thing. Like literally, I am like going up on a hill and firing cannons at like towers and stuff and running around destroying towers to get like to people. It was just crazy. And then the other thing that I've been playing is Pocopia with my daughter. Um and we're not I'm building the stuff and she's running around acting like she's doing stuff,
Yeah.
and we would play
She's
tag and stuff in the game.
clearly the
So
mastermind of the game.
exactly. So yeah, that's been what we've been doing. Okay, go. So that's been that. Like, oh, there goes mom. She about to be in trouble. All right, that's been it. That's the only way to end the podcast with a family incident.
This reminds me of that newscaster when his baby walked into the room
Yes.
on live TV.
Oh, jeez. So yeah, that's been it. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen next week. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe things get better, and maybe everything just alleviates, and RAM prices go down, and all the prices of console and stuff go down, and everybody's happy.
You got the right idea.
Yeah. London's crying now. Well, until next
All
episode.
right, now. Y'all
This
be
has been an
safe.
episode of Press X Star Gamers Digest. We hope you enjoyed this episode much as we're making it. Don't forget to rate, review us, like, subscribe, share with a friend, hit the notification bell, do all that stuff. We appreciate it. Thank you. I
Hey,
have to go see what's happening upstairs.
peace, y'all.
See ya.
Doop, 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 doop.